All right, we go back to our story around the looting and vandalism that's taking place here in Johannesburg and in KZN. Let's cross now to my colleague Maageketla Mohlabe, who's joining us from Johannesburg. Thank you very much, Maageketla, for joining us. What's happening where you are?
Yeah, a very good afternoon to you, Nompu. The situation remains volatile here in Gauteng, and this is Letsoho Mall, where we saw that destruction taking place and looting taking place throughout the morning. And as you can see, police are trying to actually continue to guard this mall as rocks are flying towards their direction. And I can tell you that the picture that you're seeing there is also an ATM that seems to be burning. It looks like it's not only shops that are now targeted here, even ATMs are targeted. And I can tell you that the residents here are trying to actually get rid of police that you are seeing in your frame, so that they may actually continue with the looting. But police are not backing down, continuing to pull the trigger, try to disperse the residents with rubber bullets. But I can tell you that it looks like police continue to be outnumbered by these residents here. And I mean, these have been the scenes that have been playing throughout the day. And I can even tell you that in one of the pictures that I saw earlier, police trying to actually handcuff some of the residents who were caught in this shop with shoelaces. It looks like they've run out of handcuffs, they've run out of ammunition to sort of actually arrest the situation. But it's quite tense here at the Gauteng Mall, rather at the Letsoho Mall, and police are trying to keep pushing the residents back, and we're also trying to take a cover here alongside police that some of the rocks have been actually flying towards their direction, as you can see. And police trying to ask my colleagues, Busiso Tembe, to take a little bit of a step back because it's not safe for anyone here. But I can tell you that these have been the scenes throughout the day. And you can see one of the residents telling police to go out of this mall because they want to continue looting. And I can literally tell you that I mean, was there to loot any further? Check out, look out, Spoo. Just be safe. Let's go this side. Let's go this side. Yeah, so this is just the situation right now. Police are firing rubber bullets, then residents hurling those stones to actually try to get rid of police. But police are actually standing their ground here to make sure that no further looting is taking place. As you can see, I mean, doors shattered. And this is some of the clothing stores that have been looted, and I can see one of the workers inside there. If I could ask my colleague Sputen, but to just perhaps go in there and see what's happening. And this one, I suppose, one of the workers trying to salvage what's left here with sellotape and putting things in the boxes to make sure that that what's left here will then later be taken away amid this standoff between police and the residents. And this is one of the shops here that was looted. Yeah, it's quite chaotic here, Nompu.
Yeah.
And the residents, as you can see in the streets, they continue to carry things out of some of the shops.
Yeah. Maageketla, I wanted to ask you, I know you're not a retail expert, but just from the damage that you're seeing, you know, how difficult do you think it's going to be for retailers when they return, you know, to pick up the pieces?
I mean, the question perhaps, Nompu, is even how long will this chaos continue for? Because yes, we understand that some of the residents are saying that it's linked with the incarceration of the former President Jacob Zuma. We know that he will be incarcerated at the Escort Correctional Facility for about 3 months and 3 weeks, and then he will then serve the remainder of his sentence, or 15-month sentence, at home under that parole condition. But then the question is then if then he is going to stay in jail for those 3 months, is this the scenes that we are going to see play out throughout those 3 months? I cannot tell at this stage if this is going to be back to normality anytime soon, considering the resilience that some of the residents are continuing to show here in terms of trying to get rid of police from this particular mall, and in order to continue looting. And I can tell you that police also trying to take cover here to make sure that they are out of the harm's way. But it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult for them to actually manage the situation. At this stage, I can actually see only 2 police officers who are trying to actually get rid of the residents who want to come to the point where we are. But it's just a losing battle for them. We had perhaps unconfirmed reports that the SNDF members might be deployed in and around Johannesburg areas. It remains to be seen if Katlehong will be one of those areas that we might see the members of the army coming to actually assist in terms of containing the situation. But it remains tense here as police are trying to get rid of the residents from continuing to loot at this particular mall here in Katlehong.
Maageketla, one last thing. I know I'm asking quite a lot of you. I'm asking you to be a retail analyst. I'm asking you to be a psychologist. How deflated do you think those police officers are, given the fact that there are literally hundreds of people waiting to attack, and they're busy trying to shoot as best as they can with their rubber bullets and so on? How deflated are they? And, I mean, what's the whole point, given the fact that they can be overrun at any moment?
I mean, what are they doing? The fact of the matter is that they're just disrupting the lawlessness that's been playing out here, Nombu. They are just reacting. They are unable to stop what's happening here. It's a matter of when are we going to run out of rubber bullets? They've already ran out of handcuffs, as I mentioned earlier on. I saw one of the pictures. Some of the people that were caught trying to steal or to loot here were made to lie down. And some of the police officers using some of the shoes that you see on this ground to actually take out the shoelaces and then bind in their wrists to show that they are running out of ammunition. They are running out of handcuffs. There is just nothing else that they can do at this stage other than just to actually disrupt the crowds that are trying to come at this mall. But I can tell you, police at this stage, yes, there are others in the road who are trying to defuse the situation, but at this particular mall, I can still see only 2 police officers trying to pull the trigger, using the rubber bullets to actually disperse the crowds. But from where I am, I can actually see some of the people continuing to loot. In that road, there's a police nyala as well that's trying to roam around the street, perhaps try to create fear, but residents are now using stones to actually hit that police nyala. We're not going to go closer there for the sake of our safety, Then on our right-hand side, you can see the ATM on fire. And this is what's happening right now. These are live visuals at the Letsoho in Katlehong. And that particular ATM on fire, and I suppose then these are the looters who are trying to also cash in amid this chaos.
Yeah.
And as you can see, police are trying to get rid of them there over the road, and it's just chaotic right now. People having some of the items that they have stolen, and it's just chaotic. Police on the other side trying to actually diffuse the situation, but it's quite difficult for them.
Yeah, Maageketla, look, I know you're in somewhat of a precarious situation and all of that, but have you attempted to speak to any of the looters to ask exactly why they're doing what they're doing? Because obviously earlier you talked about the whole issue of Jacob Zuma, but of course there's a lot of debate about what's going on today relative to what was going on a couple of days after he was actually incarcerated. One thing may not necessarily have anything to do with the other. I don't know whether you're going to have the ability to ask them as the day progresses as to what's motivating them to do what they're doing.
Well, not at this stage, not when the rocks continue to fly over us, Nompu. We will try to do that, but obviously we have to actually be extra cautious here when approaching this kind of a scene, because anytime we could be caught between flying rocks as well as the flying rubber bullets. We will try to get a sense of what is the motive behind all this. But I can tell you that when we arrived here just a couple of minutes ago, we did speak to some of the gentlemen who were just watching, and they actually felt sad to see this mall continue to be looted like this, knowing that many of their brothers and sisters work here, and means now they are likely to lose their jobs. And as you can see, the looting continues at this mall. Anything that they can get their hands on, they are then able to take it. So just be careful, Spoo. I can see one of the... so it's not safe for us.
Yeah, Maageketla, safety first. We're going to leave you where you are. Please get out of harm's way.